Welcome to Dare to Dream show on the News Streaming Network. You're listening to News Streaming Network and WGSN-DB goingsolonetwork Network Radio. Welcome to my show. I'm Reverend Graham Williamson. I'm third generation intuitive, evidential medium and psychic, and your host. And today's topic is Christmas spirit. What is it? All my shows have been literally following my gut instinct and my connection with spirit, because everybody has energy emanating from their physical bodies. This can be called the auric field, energy field, spiritual field, whatever you want to call it, but it's an energy that exudes out of your body. So when you walk into a room, people can feel that with interacting with their energy. Sometimes it's like 20, 30 foot out. So it depends how energetic you are. This is my opinion. I don't know about the scientific side of it, but I've been doing this all my life, and I know my energy is a little bit wider than just out here. But the energy that you exude from your inner being, your spiritual being, is connected with the divine link. And it's always going to be positive. But a lot of people say, yeah, but hang on, you've got good and bad. Yeah, but some of that's choice. I know some people are born with negativity, but 99.9% of the people I've encountered have all been born, like you or I, with positivity. But it changes when the ego takes control. When I do readings as a medium, I trust what I feel and what I know, what I smell, what I see, what I hear, and what I can tell people, what I feel. Every time I do these shows, it's from what I feel with all those senses. So that energy is emanating all the time. And because it's from the divine, I know it's everlasting. It's what I take with me when this physical shell passes. My energy goes to the next plane of existence. So all my life, I've really tried my hardest and doing my best and making people happy, making them smile from inside. Not just, hello, how are you? Yeah, you're fine. You know damn well that's not a positive, honest smile. But when it comes from your heart, you can feel it. All year, we all build up for events in our lives. We have, the main ones are Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year. Then you've got birthdays, weddings, anniversaries, even the sad part where you mourn for those that have passed. But the main one a lot of people look forward to is Christmas. And it builds up this energy. Family getting together for the first time in a year or more. Or having a set celebration for a reason. Now, unbeknown to a lot of people, this energy that you are generating from your heart, not just your head, your heart, amplifies. It actually spreads out even further. The story about old Saint Nick and all the rest of it, Santa Claus, think about this in parallel to that. The sign of the cross for Christians for Jesus Christ passing. I know from historical records and stories I've read over my lifetime that the cross was a torture rack. It was also inverted for certain cases by the Romans, which made it even worse. And yet, whenever any modern day person sees a cross, they know it's the power of good from Jesus Christ, because millions of people, millions, maybe probably billions, I don't know, have put this energy into that cross to symbolize goodness. And that energy is imbued into the symbol of the cross. And it defeats all negativity because all these energies are piling into this, and negativity can't even get close to it. It's an enigma to negativity. It pushes it away. But remember, we have to have negative and positive in our lives. And Christmas is one that we all gear to for the happiest occasion of the year, to show people how much we care. And that is not always in a present or a gift, as in a physical material thing. Think about the people that live on their own. Think about those who are infirm, disabled, with mental and physical disabilities and impairment. They're trapped within themselves and they can't understand, why can't I get up? I'm missing my family. I want to communicate. And this time of the year for me, I go over the top to help people. I was in the shop, Walmart, local to me today, and I was walking down the aisle. I saw this lady who was deaf, and her husband, partner, was in a wheelchair, and he was deaf as well, but they were both signing away. And she called me over, pointed up, no problem, I'll help. And their eyes lit up, and I passed them down a couple of things that they couldn't reach, and I asked, anything else? Because I can't do the sign. Yeah, and they pointed to something else. I said, if you need me, call me, speak. And they came around a couple of times while I was shopping. They came and fetched me. And it made their life. It made them so happy. Just a simple thing. To me, Christmas should be every day. As I said earlier, we have Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas and New Year. I celebrate Easter in the morning because I got up. I'm not being negative to Christian beliefs or anything. I arose. And I'm thankful that I arose. And my Christmas present this morning is I'm alive. I'm able. I can get up and do something. And my New Year is a resolution to do better today than yesterday. I say this every morning because Christmas spirit has to live every single day in your heart. Because the more you believe in Christmas spirit, the more it amplifies that energy. So when Christmas comes, you are blasting on more cylinders than you can think about. That energy field, it's so hyper. Like, I'm in torture at the moment. My beautiful wife has been baking. And I've got all these beautiful aromas coming around from the kitchen. And it's making me hungry. My wife's a very good cook. And I was a cook by the Royal Navy. I trained. But Christmas time for me in the armed forces was never easy. Most times I did get home, but sometimes I was unable to. And Christmas time is a time for the armed service personnel in England and America. I can't say about other countries because I don't know. But I served in the Royal Navy and I've got relatives over here. And so American Christmas and England all combined. And it means something to me. How much does it mean to you to be the best version of yourself, worthy of being the Christmas gift? By your actions, by your words, by your expressions. The giving of self, I feel, is more important, without detriment to yourself. I don't push myself on people. I don't overstep that with people. My wife said, how do you do that? You know, they didn't ask, but it works out because I've learned to trust my instinct, my ability, my gifts from spirit. I make people laugh. I'm not ridiculing myself, but I'm pointing out, look, if you can look at this face for 71 years without laughing, you are depressed. Or have you seen my hairstyle? And I can't grow a beard. In fact, I was telling Cece at the start, my eyebrows had to be cut because I had hair growing out everywhere and it looked a mess. And my wife, she trimmed it all for me. But I can't grow a beard, but it can grow everywhere else. But I'm laughing about it. I laugh with myself. Because Christmas spirit is about being happy and giving of yourself. And I have to say, without detriment to yourself. Because you can give and give and give and give and drain your own energy. But if it's from your heart and it's spontaneous, there's no problem. Energy is given you from all those people around you and all those people are thinking about you. It fires you up. I get excited at events that I do. I go around Florida. I've got 8 events next year. I can't wait to do them, where I do readings and meet people and make them laugh and interact. Because to me, each event is a Christmas. So what is the Christmas spirit? Christmas spirit is you. It's not make-believe. It's not, Saint Nick and all the rest of it. But there is a Saint Nick because we imbue that energy into the name, into the function of Christmas. We've created that for the younger generation and those people that feel, oh, Christmas is not for me really. And then somebody does something nice for them, a bit like Ebenezer Scrooge, who changes from being a grumpy old man to the beautiful gentleman helping Tiny Tim. All these things are the spirit of Christmas, the positivity that you have a choice to give. If you want to. If you don't want to, fine. But don't block somebody else. Don't say, you can't do that because I don't believe in Christmas. That's selfish. That's ego. That's negative. If you don't believe in Christmas because you didn't get a particular gift, hang on a minute. Well, I'm happy in my life, even though the things I've been through would make a lot of people go, why are you smiling? Because I survived all the negative things that have happened in my life and some of the things that I caused negativity from. I learned by everybody else, the spirit having a human experience. My spirit taught me. The people I love and trust have helped me. And those people that I bump into in the street who sort of, hey Graham, how you doing? I keep on walking by. They make me feel human. But a few of them make me feel spiritually connected. And Christmas is one of those moments I want to be connected even more than what I do when I do my shows, the spirit working through me. They know it. They've known me for 71 years. Because Christmas is about how you feel. How can you make somebody else feel? What can you do to help that person feel more? To be seen, heard, and understood. That people are compassionate, empathic, caring, loving, and forgiving. Because I never knew my father personally. I met my stepfather when I was about 7, was married when I was about 9. And that man was fantastic. But if it wasn't for my real father, I wouldn't be here. But I held a grudge for 21 years until I was 21 because I was named Clifford Graham. But everybody called me Graham. And because of my immature thinking, I thought everybody called me Graham because they were ashamed of my name being of a father who had 5 kids. And I hated it. I hated the situation. And I hated the gentleman who was supposed to be my father. But when I was 21, I was told a simple statement. The reason why they call you Graham is because if your father was here and they went, hey, Cliff or Clifford, you both would turn around had you both been there. So they called you Graham because it's easy to say, hey, Graham, you turn around, or hey, Cliff, you turn around. I felt such an idiot. I did. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here now talking to you. So I'm thankful. And I know also I've got relatives over here connected with my paternal father, which makes me happy. And I've got my siblings in England, which makes me very happy. You see, Christmas spirit, I can't be with someone because I live in Florida now, not in England or up north or over the west. I don't have a big income, but I've got a camera, speaker, and I can talk to people. I've got a gentleman that lives in Ocala, which is about 45, 50 minutes northwest of me. And this gentleman's always seriously ill mentally. He's always thinking he's going to die. He doesn't think he's going to get up in the morning. And he doesn't do this, doesn't do. And I just blow him out of the water and end up making him laugh. Because I like him. He's a decent guy. But he's been on his own for so long, he's been thinking inward. And Christmas is about, how can I make him happy? How can I make him realize he is valued? So I phoned him up today and said, I'm going to the marketplace that my wife and I go to every Thursday we can to sell bracelets. And he comes and he's into antiquities. And he loves showing me all these antiquities that he can carry. And they are very old, from Roman times and before all that, thousands of years, fossils, and you name it. Whatever he can carry in his little bag, he'll bring it and say, what do you think of this, Graham? Because he knows I feel the energy from things. I'm clairsentient. And by the time he's finished grumbling and moaning when he first sees us, to going away with us, skipping his step, and he's, yeah, I'm all right. I'll make him see himself how we see him, as a nice gentleman. He's got a lot to live for, the experiences he's had. My Christmas spirit is every day. But a lot of people say, yeah, but that's you, Graham. You know, why is it just me? I worked for Publix for 17 and a half years, 13 years in one store and 4.5 in another. And I bump into the staff, both because they're local to me. I bump into the staff and people that knew me. And, Graham, you know, when you left, the place has never been the same. And that makes me sad. I said, I did my best to show you happiness, fun, laughter, within the parameters of Publix, because I love Publix, don't get me wrong. It's fantastic. But they didn't learn that they could do this also. A couple of people did. But out of the 17 and a half years I worked with Publix, 2 or 3 people that work with me out of all those others. The customers are better. And they come up and say, Graham, we miss you. Come and give us some abuse in a fun, loving manner. Come and give us earache. Come and tell us off. I said, why do you want? You made us laugh when you did it. Okay, so you're happy with that? Oh, yeah. My wife calls me the comedic medium. Because when I do my readings, I make people laugh as well as making them cry from release of pent-up emotion. They realize their loved ones are still with them. And that to me is one of the best Christmas presents I could ever have. Connecting people to spirit with their loved ones. So what is Christmas spirit? As I said earlier, it's you. You have that spirit within inside you. You can cultivate it. You can live it every minute of every day if you want. But keep yourself grounded. Even though I've been doing this all my life, I make sure I'm with you, spirit. I can do this, spirit. Oh, I see the fairies now. I used to see the fairies when I was a kid. I still talk to them, but I don't see them anymore. I hear them and I feel them. I connect with spirit. I connect with a lot of things, but I keep my feet grounded. Christmas spirit is about you doing the best you can for yourself and other people. It's not being selfish. I've been talking to people who have been authors. My book just got published in October. I'll show you later. But what I've told people, fellow authors, about how I got my book started is because I made a promise to my daughter in England when she was very young. She said, "Will you write a book for me, Dad?" I said, "Okay." 40 odd years later, I haven't written it. 2019, we contacted each other and she said, "Did you ever write that book, Dad? You've died now." I said, "No." "Can you remember it?" "Yeah." So I wrote it. Now I've got a present for her. I've sent her a book, published. I'm writing a second book because her spirit is connected with mine. And I will never dim that light. I will never hold that spirit down. It's because I forgot. I'm human. But COVID came just after I retired from Publix in July of 2019. I sat down for 3.5 months, 95,500 words I wrote. Sorry, 94,500. And then it got edited and all the rest of it. But this is about the spirit of me I put into a book for my daughter to make her happy, and a belated promise. Because I failed. We all fail at times, but when you realize you failed, is there anything you can do now to repair it? That, I believe and know, is Christmas spirit. You have this ability within yourself to make somebody happy, to give them the gift of recognition, acceptance, and that you love them. I delivered cards to my street yesterday, Christmas cards, to an old gentleman who just lost his wife a couple of months ago, to my new neighbours who let me have a lot of pavers to fix my driveway for free because they were going to throw them away, and to another neighbour who makes vehicles from scratch, gets a frame, welds it, he does everything to make this cars, trucks, lawnmowers. He's fixing an old RV bus at the moment. He's always making things. And these three people, well, three families, are the ones I connected with. The others I don't. And I wish everybody a happy Christmas. But those that I like and love and respect, I give them Christmas cards because I want to maintain that Christmas spirit. And if you can see all the way around the screen, see, she says, "Would you mind if I put Christmas decoration on?" And I love this because it just makes me think of being a child trying to draw these, and the candy canes and the pine leaves and all the rest of it. You see, every day for me has been a Christmas. I've been given so many gifts in my life, and the most important three is my son and my daughter, and my wife, and my two stepdaughters. And I say three gifts because two in England, and one here, my family over here. And then I found out, because I've got relatives over here, I've got a sister I talk to quite often. And she didn't realize she had relatives. And when she found out we were related, we've been in touch with each other for a number of years now. And we're really close. We've been to visit. She's been here. I've been up north. And she said, "I wish you could move up here. I don't like the cold." Believe it or not, Christmas, Santa, snow, on a Christmas card, on TV is fine. But I don't like the cold. I've been to the North Pole, well, Arctic Circle, Antarctic Circle. I've been most countries in Europe and North America with snow and ice. I'm done with it. Even when I went down the Falklands, there was snow. I was a lot younger. I was able. But I've always been very, very reactionary to cold weather. I can't get warm very easy. If my feet get cold, I am stuck. I'm shivering non-stop. Even with hot water bottles, blankets, pajamas, hat, gloves, socks, you name it. I was still cold in England. I was always cold. Then I came to Florida at Christmas. I sat outside. We've got a palm tree. Yeah, I had my shorts on, my sun hat, glasses, and a drink of cold water. On Christmas Day, my first Christmas here. And I felt warm inside. And that warmth inside was the spirit of love, which is what Christmas is supposed to be about. Yeah, I was bringing it round to why Christmas spirit and what it is. It's love. Love for you, for yourself, for your family, your animals, your pets. Everybody that comes into your life makes you feel warm inside. I have never known what I'm going to say in my shows. I've planned it when I first started 4 years ago, or whatever it was, 3, 4 years, I can't remember. I tried to put it all down, but Spirit said, no, Graham, it doesn't work like that for you. You're spontaneous. You react to what you see, feel, hear, and sense. Yeah. But do you respond in a positive way? Or do you get angry? If you get angry, think about this. What triggered your anger isn't what they have said or done. It's what you remember from seeing them or hearing what they've said and done within you. You could feel guilty, frustrated, feel a failure. And seeing somebody else do this makes you angry because you didn't do it, or you didn't do it as well. Anger is really from your heart, your memory, but it's driven by your ego. Somebody was saying to me, are you drinking? Are you on the happy pills or something like that? I went, no. I'm a recovered alcoholic. Huh? What did you drink? Beers and shorts. A lot of them. I'm a recovered alcoholic. I know the last time a single drop of alcohol touched my lips was January the 1st, 2002 at 00.006 seconds. When I went, Happy New Year, and spat it out. That was the last drop that touched my lips. And since that day, my body has cleansed itself. I've got that Christmas spirit more and more and more because I'm careful with my body. I'm not over careful, I'm just practically careful. I was a cook in the Navy. I learned how to cook food properly. I don't agree with artificial stuff. I don't agree with all this synthetic stuff. And when I see what it does to the human body, I'm really depressed. So what do I do about that depression? I turn it around and help people. I turn it around to help myself, to lift up my energy, to make that auric field expand out. Somebody said, how old are you? You know, you should be taking it easy. You've been retired for a while now, haven't you, Graham? I said, yeah, 2019 I retired. And you're still going around like a headless chicken. You should be slowing down. I said, why? I'm not super fit. I'm just fit. But what saved my life is because I've always ran a long distance. I was an endurance runner. I used to do 30, 40 mile runs. I've done many marathons. And I was a long distance swimmer. But one of the things I used to love doing is holding my breath and swimming a length and a half of the Olympic pool without touching the bottom or the ends before I came back up for air. And that expanded my lungs. I got to learn to breathe properly. And I did also suffer, well, I do suffer from sleep apnea because my lung capacity got so dang big, I was having too long a gap between the in and the out. But I'm reversing it by consciously being aware of my breathing. Because when I breathe, I can feel that energy around me, that spirit. When I breathe out, I'm getting rid of negativity, the carbon. Breathe in the oxygen, breathe in that positivity, let out the negativity. Every single day, it's a way of life for all of us, but most people don't realize what it means to breathe. The spirit of Christmas is because you woke up in the morning. You're alive. Yeah, I'm even suffering from a frozen shoulder. I've been going through therapy for 3 or 4 weeks now, twice a week. And it's getting better, but it's not from an injury. And I go for this physiotherapy, and the people that have treated me are fantastic. And I'm going laughing, even though I'm going, oh, no, oh, no. He said, how are you laughing? I said, because you're helping me heal. I don't know how to do it. I thought, if I can't move it, I'm stuck. I'm going to be like this the rest of my life. They've used their experiences in their therapy to improve mobility without the pain. And they are so nice people. You know, I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for them, because I'd be wrapped up in pain, probably taking shots. At first I was taking painkillers, but then physio came up, no more painkillers. Yay, that's a Christmas present. Anything that's good in my life is a Christmas present. It's attitude. It's love. It's you. If you want it to be. Sorry for the camera shaking. But the whole point of our lives is to have spirit, having a human experience. You came to this earth to learn something specifically. Not a lot of people know what it is before they pass over and go back to spirit. I know that this is my last cycle on this earth, because what they say, when you become a teacher, that's normally the last cycle of reincarnation. And I'm happy for that. So I know I'm doing the right thing, because I just love helping people, teaching people about mediumship, psychic work, all the gifts that God has given me, that divine energy, that Christmas energy. And I'm not just making it up. If you sit down and really think about what is Christmas, who am I, and label it from your heart, not your head. Don't rationalize it, say, oh yeah, if I give them that, they're going to give me. No. Do you know what unconditional means? To give without expecting a return. Simple. But it's so difficult for a lot of people. So difficult. Well, I gave you this, about a year ago, or 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and you never paid me back. Think about it. Somebody's held on to that grudge for day, week, month, years. And say, oh, it's okay, fine, but I just sort of mentioned it, you know. Think about what that means. They've harbored a negative thought for all them years. They've gone through all these events, the birthday parties, Christmas, and all the rest of it. And said, yeah, Merry Christmas, but I'm still remembering this negative. Sad, isn't it? But it doesn't get me down. That's their choice, not mine. I'm the first one to say, sorry, I screwed up a bit. I told you something wrong, or did something wrong. I'm sorry. I've even said it to superior management in public sometimes. No, I did that. I made a mistake. And this is the reason why, blah, 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 blah. Oh, no problem, Graham. What? My first Christmas party with Publix was after my 5th year of being with them. On the 6th year, they take you out for they invite you for a meal and a present. Every 5 years, the present gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So on the first one, my table was having a riot, loads of laughter and all the rest of it. And the CEO, Mr. Crenshaw, was giving a speech. And halfway through the speech, he looked down at us, stopped his speech, and went, "There's too much noise coming from your table." I went, "Yeah, just jealous you're not on our table." He quit the speech and joined us for the rest of that function. 3 months later, 2 brothers came. I won't mention names. One being the younger brother being higher position than the older brother, who was always trying to get kudos to get a better position. And they came into the back of our store, and this older brother was ridiculing one pallet being on the floor, calling us incompetent, bringing us down, negative and all that. My manager was standing right next to me, a lovely lady. And this guy was just throwing it at us. And I went, "Excuse me, have you finished? Have you finished talking a minute?" And my manager went round behind these 2 brothers was going, "Don't say another word, Graham." I said, "No, let me just get this right. You're complaining about this single pallet on the floor. Is that correct?" "Yeah, you can't do your job." I said, "Okay, let me just get this right. Didn't somebody at the start of the festive season before Thanksgiving say after Thanksgiving and Christmas to wrap all the season's paraphernalia that we've got, signs and tinsel and everything, put them on a pallet, and I'll pick it up again the first week of January?" And I just went, "What month is it now?" "March. There's your flipping pallet up there blocking this one down here." The younger brother flipped. He turned to his older brother and said, "Get on the forklift truck, load it up onto your truck, and I'll meet you back at head office now." And he went, "What's your name, young'un?" I went, "Graham." "Oh, you're that Graham. Ed Crenshaw talks about you." I got known as that Graham by Ed Crenshaw. I said, "Is there something wrong with that?" He said, "No, you made him laugh. You made him be seen as a person. Even though he's doing a very important job, you recognized him as a real man. You made him laugh. You made him feel relaxed, feel wanted." He says, he enjoyed himself. Normally he doesn't enjoy these functions because he's the CEO of a big company and he's got to be serious. Thank you. You made him feel human. That's the Christmas spirit, folks. If you can make somebody happy by being real, without the facade, without the barrier that I'm really happy, but behind it, you're crying, you're angry, you're sad. Or nobody recognized me, I'm not accepted. Like me, as I said, up until I was 21, I didn't feel people liked me because I was named after my father. But now I can throw this energy out from within to uplift people. And I enjoy making people smile. Like the 2 old people, the deaf people, one in a wheelchair and the older lady. And she couldn't reach the top shelf. But I made them laugh. I helped. Good muscles. You see, it's not hard to make somebody happy. If it's from your heart, I don't expect anything back from them, not even a thank you. They were a lot older than me, and I'm sure they have a lot of health issues. That's what I felt, especially the husband in the wheelchair, the electric cart thing. And they couldn't speak properly because they're mute and deaf. So I made them laugh. It's not about me, though. It's about the Christmas spirit within us all. Each and every one of us has an obligation to themselves to do the best, to pick the right choices that will uplift them, to be the better person. It's not turning the other cheek. Oh, somebody's asking a question here. What's the question? Yes, you can. Aisha, if you think about this, if you give love, you'll receive it. You've got to be loving of yourself and be honest from yourself. As I said, I'm the first one to say, sorry, I screwed up. But love is always coming to you if you recognize it within yourself. I've been married twice before. I failed the first one. It was a classic cliche. And the second one, lied. And I said I was never going to get married again. But then in June of 2001, I was teaching mediumship. Lady came in the room, couldn't finish the reading, came back 2 days later, finished the reading, and then we started talking. I came here December 2001. We married in January 2001. So I wasn't going to get married again. But I left my motorbike, my books, most of my property in England. I left it. And I don't regret one bit. I brought the books that meant more to me than anything, a Bible and a series of sci-fi books I've always had. That was it, and my clothes. And I don't regret it because I accepted the love from my wife, because we said we married in January. So the lady that asked that question, do you love yourself enough to be honest 100% with anybody? Because when you meet somebody and they want to talk to you, you say to yourself, am I being completely honest with this person? Or there's something about this person I'm not sure, but I'll just see how it goes. And you weigh the pros and cons in that relationship. I'll be perfectly honest, from June 2001 to December, I never hid a single thing of my past. This lady I was talking to, who became my wife. So love will come to you when you give it unconditionally, by always being true to yourself. As I said, when I did that meal in Publix, Ned Crenshaw came and joined us. But one of the most poignant parts is loving a person who had disabilities. Because it was the energy of a person. Well, that's a good statement, but I can tell you, you're wrong. Because how do you know every single man? If you are expecting somebody to love you automatically, when you don't give that automatic first. Hang on, I have to put glasses on, folks. So I wish you, Aisha, all the best on this by being, as I've said through the show today, unconditionally exuding that positivity, that Christmas spirit to give unconditional. Now, I wish you well on that. I really do. Now, I'm your host today, Reverend Graham of Dare to Dream, and it's on bi-weekly, Wednesdays, 6 p.m. The next show will be on the 14th. But if you want to contact me, I have 2 emails, medium77@gmail.com. And my telephone number is Florida, USA 352-409-1060. Leave a voice message or I won't respond. My second email is thebrit77@hotmail.com, which is THEBRITT77@hotmail. Send me a text. I'm also on Facebook. You know my name. Now, I was on about my book earlier. This is my book, Spirit for All Nations, An Awakening Begins. This Dreamcatcher and Feathers, my wife gave it to me 20 odd years ago. It's on my bedpost. But when I got it out of the box, oops, upside down. This is all I saw when I took it out of the box. That. What does it look like to you? To me, that looks like an eagle. It's a fictional book about a young man from England. And a quick one. Youngblood is a young man who lives with his grandfather, whose name is Lord Ethan Bentley, or Pops, in a stately manor in England. His parents left him with his Pops when he was about 14. First, his mother, a Native American, left for the USA, and then his father followed after hearing sad news. It's on Amazon. You can look for it, Spirit for All Nations. It's partly semi-biographical, and also the things I've encountered in my life through the armed forces before and after. This, to me, is not a medium spirit. This is fictional spirit. It's the feeling of the spirit of people, like the Christmas spirit. And I wrote that book as keeping a promise to my daughter in England. I hope you all have a beautiful, happy Christmas and a happier New Year. And I will see you week after next on the 14th of, the 31st. Yeah, right, 31st. I'm rushing weeks ahead here. Thank you, everybody, and Merry Christmas. Bye for now.